Okay, let's be real. Parenting has never been easy, but for those of us raising kids today, it feels like the rulebook has been completely thrown out. If you're trying to figure out how to navigate this brand new world, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're putting together the new playbook for parenting Gen Alpha and Beta. This is the question, isn't it? Our kids are growing up with things we couldn't have even imagined. So how in the world do we prepare them for a future that's changing faster than we can keep up? It's a huge thought, but you're not the only one asking. So let's explore some answers together. So where do we even start? Well, the biggest, most unavoidable challenge in our kids' lives is probably sitting right in their hands. We have to talk about the digital age dilemma. It's the first hurdle we really need to get our heads around. I mean, really let that sink in for a second. We had to learn how to use technology. They were literally born into it. For them, a world without smartphones and AI, well, it's as strange as a world without electricity would be to us. This isn't just a tiny difference. It's a massive shift in how they see and interact with everything. Okay, and this is where things get really serious. We're not just talking about watching a little too much TV here. The latest science is showing that too much screen time can have a direct physical impact on a kid's developing brain. Now, this isn't about scaring you. It's about understanding just how high the stakes really are. So how does this damage actually happen? Well, think of your child's brain as a house that's under construction. The prefrontal cortex, that's the part that controls focus, self-control, decision-making, it's the very last room to be finished. And all that screen time, it's like a constant storm hitting the construction site, delaying the work, or maybe even changing the final building altogether. So, if the digital world is a storm, how do we protect our kids? The answer isn't some new app or a better parental control setting. It's about building them a safe harbor right there at home, a place where they can anchor themselves no matter how wild the seas get. Psychologists have a term for this: secure attachment. And in this age of social media likes and online validation, it's more important than ever. It's that deep down, unshakable feeling that they are loved and accepted for exactly who they are, not for some online persona or a high score in a video game. This is the foundation of real self-worth. And you know what? Here's the good news. You do not have to be a perfect parent to give them this gift. It's just about being a present parent. It's about showing up even when you're exhausted and letting your kids know that your love is the one constant in their super fast-changing world. That's the anchor they need. This right here, this is what we're aiming for. A home where our kids feel safe enough to just be themselves, to mess up, and to feel all their big feelings without any judgment. When we create this kind of environment, we're not just raising kids, we're raising resilient, emotionally smart human beings. Now, once we have that foundation of emotional safety, we can start adding the tools our kids are going to need to thrive out in the world. This is their future-proof toolkit, and it's probably not what you think. These are the skills that AI can't just replicate. The ability to look at a problem and think critically about it, to come up with a totally creative solution, to communicate it clearly, and then to work with others to make it happen. And resilience? Well, that's what lets them get back up and try again when things inevitably go wrong. These are the real skills of the future. Okay, so how do we teach these big, complex skills? Do we have to sign our toddlers up for a coding class or buy the latest and greatest educational app? Well, the answer is actually way simpler and honestly, a lot more fun. That's right, it's in the mud pies, the Lego towers, the living room forts, and the sidewalk chalk masterpieces. It's in the messy, unstructured, beautiful world of real-world play that our kids' brains are literally wiring themselves for the future. This is where all the magic happens. So, if our kids' development is like a garden, what's our role in it? This is where we need to make a big shift in our thinking. We need to go from being a sculptor, trying to chip away and shape them into our idea of perfection, to being a gardener, creating the perfect environment for them to grow into themselves. Look, we all have a little bit of the sculptor in us. Of course we do. We want our kids to succeed, to be the best. But the gardener mindset asks us to let go of that need for control and just trust. Trust in our child's unique potential. Our job isn't to create a masterpiece. It's to nurture a life. This is just such a powerful way to think about it, isn't it? When our kids are struggling, our first instinct might be to fix them. But what if instead we focused on their environment? What if we asked, what does my child need from me or from the space to thrive right now? That is the gardener's way. Okay, I get it. This can all feel a little overwhelming, but you don't have to change everything overnight. Let's talk about 2 small, super simple steps you can take today to start building that safe harbor and becoming more of a gardener. The first tool is what we call quality time. And it's not about big, fancy outings. It's about 20 minutes a day of your undivided attention. That means phone on silent, get down on the floor with them, and just enter their world. Let them lead the way and just be with them. You'll be absolutely amazed at what happens. The second tool is a communication superpower. Seriously, it's a tiny shift in how you phrase things that can turn a total power struggle into a moment of connection. It's called the I message, and it is a complete game changer. So instead of a you message like, "You're making such a mess," which just puts them on the defensive, right? You try an I message. You start with your feeling, "I feel stressed," then the situation, "when there are toys all over the floor," and then your need, "because I need us to be able to walk around safely." See? It's not about blame, it's about solving the problem together. Parenting in the digital age is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You don't have to figure it all out today. Just choose one small thing, one moment of connection, one new way of talking to each other. That's how we build a future, one small, loving step at a time. You've got this.